Ben Wallace, the defense minister, criticized Prince Harry for boasting about Taliban kills. The Duke of Sussex disclosed that he had killed 25 Taliban members in Afghanistan in his autobiography Spare. Ben Wallace, the defense minister, criticized Prince Harry for boasting about how many Taliban militants he had dispatched while serving in Afghanistan. The prince, according to the senior government minister, let down his former army comrades, and the comment in the book incited resentment among the armed forces. Nick Ferrari of LBC asked Mr. Wallace, "I honestly think boasting about tallies, it falsifies the idea that the army is a team sport. It's a joint venture. Who can shoot the most doesn't matter. You're letting down all those other individuals if you start talking about who did what because you're not a better person because you did and they didn't." The Duke of Sussex described the people he had slain in Syria as chess pieces. The details, he claimed in an interview with U.S. television, were given to help lower the suicide rate among Army veterans, although it goes against the long-standing soldier custom of not talking about kill count. Some British soldiers with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and their families came out after the interview was televised to express they found the information unpleasant. During his conversation with Stephen Colbert, Harry asserted, "My words are not hazardous." But, ever since he made this assertion, the Taliban's top commanders have demanded that the Duke be tried for his war crimes. While serving in Afghanistan alongside his father, Nathan Hunt experienced severe PTSD and later committed suicide. Whatever he attempts to defend his remarks, what he said cannot be taken back, his distraught father told the Daily Mail. Too many people find this painful for it to be brought up in such a casual way in public. Veterans had spent years attempting to forget about the reality of combat, such as taking lives, so they weren't pleading for this debate. If the revelation was a component of his therapy, it ought to have been kept between him and his therapist. I believe he has triggered many memories for the men and women who served and are attempting to move on. Harry erred if they thought this was all for their advantage. The most damaging lie that they, the media, have spread about me is that I somehow boasted about the number of people I murdered in Afghanistan, Harry said in defense of himself to Stephen Colbert. My statements themselves are not harmful, but the way they are twisted could be highly harmful to my family. I would answer that I would be upset if I overheard someone else bragging about something similar. The context was known to the media. Not only did they have one line, but the entire sector as well. They tore it off and said that he was gloating about it. And they have made that decision. For the Cheltenham races, Zara and Mike Tyndall support a more inclusive dress code. The Jockey Club has declared that all formal dress rules at its locations, which include 15 racetracks, will be abolished. The Jockey Club's plans to eliminate all formal dress rules at its sites, which include Cheltenham and Aintree, have received support from Zara and Mike Tyndall. The Princess Anne's daughter, a former Olympic equestrian medalist, stated that the club is simply trying to be more accessible, adding that attendees don't necessarily dress up but rather go and see the horses when they attend the races. As part of their monthly horse racing program The Inside Track, William Hill spoke with Zara and her husband, a former England rugby star. Zara has been a member of the Cheltenham Racehorse Committee since 2019. Despite this, she and Mike both endorsed the changes after more than 200 years of a strict formal dress code. Mike said, "I quite appreciate the bit where a lot of people like to get dressed up and go to the races." He acknowledged that he enjoyed the tradition of dressing up to go to the races. But he added that the 4-day event in Cheltenham has a place for you everywhere and that the dress code wasn't much of an issue.